Okay, so I think we are live. So we don't have much people today. Welcome, Bimba. Thanks for joining this. I think this is your first time as well. So welcome, Shika, Kimberly, Mia, and Wasim. We don't have many people today. Hopefully more will join, probably because it's a lazy Saturday and here in Melbourne it's still cold, which I'm not a big
Yes,
fan of.
yes, yes. I
Yeah,
think this week would seem to be very long to me at least. I don't know about everyone else, but Tuesday to Saturday it seemed very, very long. Uh,
really.
Yeah.
That's probably
yeah,
because you're
it was
doing a
not
lot
like
of
the
stuff.
previous weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
That's
previous
probably
weeks it
because,
was,
yeah,
yeah.
probably because you're doing a lot of stuff and you're getting engaged, and that's what happens when you do that. But yeah. So, welcome, Aldi. How are you?
I don't think.
You're on mute.
Yeah. Hey everyone.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm
hi,
doing good.
Martin.
Hi.
Good.
Good, good. Hi, Kriti. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good, good. So, I mean, uh, the regulars know what the drill is. For newcomers, the first few minutes we just have a random chat just to see, what everyone has been up to, how their past week has been, and what they've been doing, just to understand, what's happening in life and stuff like that. So go ahead, have a conversation. I think we should give the newcomers a chance. So
Yeah.
today the newcomers are Bimba and Mia, I think. So go ahead, Bimba. Probably you can introduce yourself. I don't think most of us know. I
Hi
know who you are,
everyone.
but yeah.
Hi everyone. Nice to see you virtually. My name is Bimba. I'm working. I'm in Melbourne since about a year. Not really liking the cold, as Vinay said, since the
Yeah,
last 1 week.
yeah.
Uh, and I have, after a lot of struggle, got like a part-time opportunity. Uh,
Congrats.
yeah, so it's been
Congrats.
going okay for now, but I'm hoping to have more meaningful work options to
Yeah.
myself. So I currently I'm in Melbourne, but I work in Geelong.
Ooh.
Oh, so you travel down or?
Where?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
I
Oh,
work in a secondary college in Geelong, which is like 2 hours one way for
okay.
me. So I secretly got happy that the lockdown enabled me to have work from home. But I think schools are starting again now. So yeah, I'll
Okay.
have to embrace the cold
so
and
how
go.
do you travel to Geelong every
Oh, interesting question.
day? I mean,
I
I
take
have a
a
friend who
train.
does that, but yeah.
I take a tram, train, V line, bus, and
Wow,
Whoa.
that's a
walking.
lot.
Whoa.
Uh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's too
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that too like 6:30 in the morning. So
Okay.
I know
Whoa.
a friend who
yeah,
who had
You
a
should you should
living in
probably
Geelong.
explain what you
but
do as well. That's
sure.
something very interesting for me and
Sure. So
probably I
I am
think others
working
will.
with young people with secondary college students. Secondary college here is basically secondary school.
Hmm.
I work with students and parents, and I do like counseling with them. So exploring to know the Australian culture via the students and their families.
Yeah.
But I also do a lot of side projects, which is keeping me more motivated than the job, I feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be happy to talk about it.
What's your side project? It's a
So
fun thing.
side
That's why I am poking you more.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So my side project is I have created a doodle journal
Hmm.
for adults on where there are just which is exploring all the spaces which all the questions that takes us to our happy places. So generally, doodle journal is about productivity and about I need to do this and my goals and my checklist. So the doodle journal that I have, and I'm happy to share a link of it, is how what are my areas of what was my favorite childhood place to be in, or what are some of the hopes for my work today, or what is my idea of or what is sorry, I'm not getting all the questions right now, but yeah, what is my voice of self-doubt talking to me today, like what does self-doubt wants to say to me today. So it's based on one of the therapies that I have worked on, and I have made it more simple, more friendly. The side project that I have is how to promote it right now, how to make a website out of it.
Okay,
I'm thinking of even making a course on just doodling and journaling.
that's good.
So yeah, that's what keeps me going
That's
more.
really
Cool, that's
fun.
Please
nice.
share the link. It's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just share the
sure.
link. It'll be
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
definitely.
should connect to Bimba on LinkedIn. I mean, I watched her episode with Naisha a couple of weeks back, and it was a really interesting perspective on how people think and what's going on around the world. So
Yeah,
please
sure.
get connected to
Definitely.
her and
Yeah.
get more details out of it. So we have a few new players in this session as well. Welcome, Paulvin and Elizabeth, and Sachin as well. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, hello.
Hi,
Yeah,
hi, Pawan.
you're
how are you?
late, Paulvin.
Hello.
Yeah, I usually comes early, but today I just missed that
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
here.
we were
Sorry, I'm
just
here.
introducing a few of the new people in here. So Bimba introduced herself. You missed that, Paulvin. You can probably catch up offline.
No,
I think
I saw
Elisa.
that. I
Yeah,
saw
I
that in
think.
LinkedIn.
Oh, okay. So that's good. I think Elizabeth is joining us for the first time.
Yeah. Hi. I actually, last year I have done research for cybersecurity.
Uh huh.
So I'm in Melbourne. I'm doing an intern actually in an IT support company.
Okay.
So I'm searching for a job here
Okay.
in
Welcome.
Melbourne.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Sachin, welcome, Sachin. I think Sachin was part of his last week as well.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
was there for like a couple of minutes in the
Yeah.
previous. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Welcome,
if
Sachin.
I'll introduce myself. I'm Sachin. I'm currently working with TMG College and Deakin Uni as a teaching assistant, technical assistant. So I basically work for the cloud students. So BB Ultra or might be Zoom meeting. I organize all those things for the units.
Hmm.
So yeah, basically I was an international student and now I'm working.
Okay. What about you, Mia? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Actually, this is the first time I joined
Yeah.
this group.
Welcome
And
and thanks for joining.
yeah, and I'm a new graduate. I study from Monash University, and I study commerce in accounting. And I've been worked in as an internship in the accounting firm last year, and I will be joining the accounting firm in the June as a
Awesome.
graduate program. So actually, I want to learn some like socialize skill here.
Awesome. Thanks for joining. I think Wasim is also from Monash, right?
Yeah,
If that's
I
right.
mean,
Yeah. So small world. I
Mia,
think
Yeah.
I
Kim.
just wanted to ask Mia something. What?
Yeah. Go ahead, Kimberly.
Yeah.
Hi, Mia. Even I am interested in. I mean, I've just finished my course, and I wanted to know how. Like, I am currently like a bookkeeper trainee, so I wanted to know how you would go ahead. With my accounting career. I just wanted.
Um, still studying at Monash.
Oh, you're still studying. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. No.
She's studying, so I think you can
Yeah,
help her rather than she
I can
helping you.
help more than I thought she had finished. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
asked her how she's.
It's like we have like industrial placement.
Oh,
Do you
yeah. Even I did the same thing. No worries. Yeah. I did it at Edeco.
Okay.
Yes, I think that's helpful.
That helps you. Yeah, that does help. Yeah. No worries. Yeah.
Yes, and I just got an internship from uh, apply for the industrial placement and got an internship from
Oh, that's good. Congrats.
from uni.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's really good. Uh, uh, so that's great. Okay, I think we have all introduced ourselves, and the others are regulars here, so I'm not giving them individual time. I mean, they know each other, but yes, I think Bimba shared what she was
Yeah,
talking
she did
about
share
right
her.
now, so go ahead and take a look at that. Um, do you want to play the usual game or try something different this time around?
Maybe something different.
Something
I just
different.
I don't know. You should tell me what's different.
Why don't we go like
like it's like a common thing when we ask people like tell about yourself. So we'll see like which tell about yourself, like who made the best thing and tell about yourself. I mean,
Who
who
made the?
conveyed them?
Sorry.
I mean, who conveyed the message, like saying that I am what I'm doing.
Mhm.
That like who made it better? I mean, who
But-
said it very well?
So, out of the participants who already introduced themselves, or
Like
you want to
anyone,
give
just
everyone a
random.
round?
Yeah, everyone just around, so everyone can say give and hi again. Once
Okay,
more.
you have probably 15 seconds to introduce yourself, and we'll judge who did the best. But you have to limit within 15 seconds, otherwise we'll go for a long time. I don't want to ruin the Saturday afternoon. Are you up for that? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, yes.
Only Paulin says yes, no one else
Yes.
says yes.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. So just a brief 15-second introduction of how, this will be, you can explain any part of what you want. You can explain of who you are, what you're doing, what you like outside work. It can be related to work, outside work. It can be anything about you. It can be your personal thing, anything. But 15 to 20 seconds is all you have, and go for it. And we'll do a vote on who did the best.
So I think
Sounds
you
like
can start
fun.
it off.
Me?
You can start.
Why? Why me? Usually I am out of
set
the.
a benchmark.
Usually
No,
I am
because
out of the
Set the
competition
benchmark and start.
every day, and today you're asking me to start.
Maybe you
That's
can
not
Yeah,
set
fair.
the
because you can set
benchmark
the
and then we
benchmark,
can
right?
try to. We do.
No, I'm not starting. Someone else has to start.
I think
I'm
Paul
not
will
following.
start.
Yeah, go for it, Paulvin. You have got the vote.
Okay, then let me start. So the count starts 1, 2, 3, go. Okay,
Yep.
my name is Paulin Matthew. I'm currently located in Newcastle, near to Sydney. I'm a project engineer in electrical and instrumentation background. So 50 seconds over.
Good. Next.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll go for it. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it, Chika.
Yeah. So I'm Shikha George. I'm a Melbourne-based graduate electronics engineer specialized in industrial automation, and currently I'm working in part-time in hospitality industry.
Good.
That's it. I'm done. Yeah, done.
I'll go next.
Yep, go Maldi.
Hi everyone, I'm Malti Madhavan. I'm a software engineer with 10 years experience in development and testing. Right now, my focus is in advocating quality right through my life as well as in work. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Next. Go for it. We'll be waiting for a long time if no one goes for it.
my
I'll
name
go.
is.
Yeah, go for it, Kruti.
Okay, now go, Kimberly.
Yeah.
No, you go for it too.
Okay, I'm Kriti Bajaj. I studied in Sydney. I studied Masters of Design, and now I'm in Melbourne looking for opportunities as a UX designer.
Yep.
I'm Kimberly Fernandez, and I am a recent finance graduate from Monash University, and I'm currently working as a trainee in bookkeeping in a law firm, and I am focusing on personal development, and I'm doing leadership, like
Awesome.
in leadership. Yeah.
Yep. Next. Wasim, go for it.
I'll go. Hey everyone, I'm Wasim, a postgraduate student, self-driven and skilled in project management and innovation, with 16 months of professional experience working in an IT industry as a DevOps engineer in a multi-team environment, who has strong research skills with determination to take initiative.
Did you read it out from somewhere?
Looks so well prepared.
We're so prepared.
Yeah.
It's actually my profile summary on my resume.
Yeah, I thought so. Next.
I'll go for it.
Yep.
So my name is Sachin, currently working as a student support officer with Deakin Uni. I like to speak to students, and my passion is for student support. I would like to speak to more of them and help. Thank you.
Awesome.
Even I was a student from Deakin.
Awesome. Small world. Who is next? Kimberly, did you go?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, you did. Sorry. Okay. Who's next?
think you
Okay,
should
go
go
ahead, Elizabeth.
I think you have to go ahead.
No, go ahead, Elizabeth.
You're the only one left.
You're on
You're
mute,
the only one
Elizabeth.
left.
No. Elizabeth is going. She's on mute. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth. Basically, I'm a BTech engineer. I worked as a software engineer for a year. Now I have done my Cert 4 in cybersecurity, and I'm looking for opportunities in IT support here. Thank you.
Awesome. Who's left?
Do I have to go as well?
Yeah, go for it, Bimba.
Okay. Hi, I'm Bimba. I think what we do after work hours really defines who we are. So I have lately started cycling and a lot of walking
Awesome.
and exploring my creativity. And yeah, I'm here to know more of what opportunities are in for me.
Yeah. Anyone else? I think Mia and Prachi joined us just now. Mia and Prachi, do you want to go give it a go?
Yeah, hi Vignesh and everybody. My name is Prachi. I'm a student at RMIT University in Masters in Information Technology. So this is like my second webinar. I'm in this session, and I'm pretty excited to go through this journey and get more connections through the platform.
Awesome.
That's about it. Thank you.
Well, Mia, you're the last one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm the graduate from Monash University, and I studied commerce. I just introduced me just now, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So who wins?
I think you should go now.
Okay.
You should go.
Well, okay, I did not get a chance to think. You guys got a chance to think and deliver, but I didn't get a chance to think. So it's probably not fair. But I'm Vinesh. I'm a software developer by profession. I love helping people, especially migrants and international students, to get their foot in here. Just love talking to people and bringing a smile on them in this stressful situation. Okay, who wins it? Who wins it today? Okay. So Paulin says Wasim, even though he copied it. Maldi says Sachin. I like Sachin's as well. Yeah, my vote kind of goes to Sachin and Bimba. What about others?
I
Bimba.
like Kriti.
Okay, Kriti's. So I think anyone else want to vote? Just put it in the chat, or you can just shout it out.
Bimba, we liked each other.
I think then I should tell Paulvin.
Yeah. So I think Bimba gets the most vote. And just a curious question: why do you think Bimba got the most vote?
She didn't copy.
No, I think she went beyond her 9 to 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what else? So one common thing that I saw for everyone is you defined who you are as your job designation or whatever it was. Or you started with I'm a graduate. Even I started with I'm a software developer. Or I'm a tester. I'm this. You're tying yourself up to your profession, whatever it is. Not saying that's not important, but you should go a bit more deeper. I mean, for example, if I said, I'm an associate technical lead, like blah, I don't care who you are, right? Instead, you should probably highlight what is it that you do in layman's term. I mean, for example, this is proof. Even though Bimba didn't talk about what she actually does, that's where we got attracted to. That's what attracted us all. Right. So the same happens in a meetup, in a conversation with a group of people or anything. When you introduce yourself, don't do what Wasim does. Definitely not. Even on your resume or LinkedIn, if you put that up top, it's easy to see. Just as an example, it's easy to understand that he copied it or he read it out. And the same happens and you're all first timers in this group as well. So think about someone, a recruiter, who goes through hundreds of resumes and LinkedIn profiles, and he reads it he starts reading and blah, I know this is a copy paste. It's easy to figure out. So that's where your personal touch, especially with what Bimba did, she just thought out of the box and put something. Whether it's relevant or not, if you're job searching, whether it's relevant or not, it's a different thing. But if you're in a casual conversation or if you're in a meetup talking to a group of people, That's what attracts more than anything else. Even Sachin did the same thing. Why did people vote for Sachin? He did the same thing. He also said, he likes helping. I think you said you like helping students, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what put her apart. Maldives was also in a similar touch. She said, she's an advocate for quality on everything, not just in her work, but on everything. That also got my attention. But everyone else was like, this is my job, this is what I do, blah, 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 blah. And if I'm not following your profile, or if I don't know what happens in your profile, especially Paulwin. I'm into IT, so I'm a computer thing. So Paulwin said electric engineer and blah blah blah. So all I said is heard is electric engineer, and rest is like what is it? People say Latin, Greek and Latin to me, if I can say, right? So that's where that bringing that personalization can have a huge impact, and this was a wonderful demonstration for it. So thanks a ton, Shika, for introducing this impromptu competition. And well, you
And put
And
all of
I
it in
took
a
inspiration from Pawan today to teach everyone how we shouldn't do.
Paulwin, if this was a board meeting, or if this was a speed dating session, even though you went first, you lost. So the result matters here. Right? But yeah, that's also important. Going first is also important, right? But the thing is, you have to make sure that your answer is good if you're going first. Otherwise, you're losing whatever else is saying and picking on those ideas. But going first can give you a different advantage, that's for sure. Wow, that was absolutely fun and unexpected, but thanks for that, Shika. So going on with this conversation, so people who have joined this even before, they know how this works. So in the meetup link that I usually share, I have a Google form in the description, and you can submit your questions. And I'm getting some sound noise from someone. If you can mute yourself, that'd be great. Yep. Okay. Brilliant. Thanks. So there is a Google form where you can submit questions, and I picked a couple of questions and talk about it for some time, just so that it's an online event. There's a lot of people. I don't want confusion and a lot of noise happening. So that's the reason I do that activity. And today I have a question from Sandra. I don't think she's here. She says, I have a website, blog, and LinkedIn to showcase my work. She's into copywriting. But many employers are still asking for cover letters and other things which are so time consuming. What is the best way of dealing with this? I am unemployed and I feel that many applications just waste my time. So I feel unmotivated to apply. I could be applying for 7 jobs in one day if employees didn't request so many things with job applications. What are your thoughts on this?
I personally think, yes, she has a point that, it's time consuming and everything, but every job application needs to be crafted because, the company doesn't need to know that you use the cookie cutter template for them as well. Like, how would they select you if, you can't take out that extra time to customize for them? So I think it is important, even though it is frustrating. Like,
yeah, but what about what she mentioned? She said she has a blog, she has a website, and she has a LinkedIn profile to showcase all her work as well. So,
but in a cover letter, you can define why you're interested in that particular company that your blog can't describe.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
And a blog, for instance, would just give a general, wouldn't be personalized to that company's needs. So that's why I think you should have a cover letter.
Yeah.
One more thing. It's you who wanted the job, not the company. Like, we are the one who is in need of a job, so we have to take that time. So I cannot completely agree to her point, but partially I agree. Like, I hope what I mean. Hope you guys get what I mean.
Yep.
Okay, I would like to add one different perspective on this. If I were her, then I would write a blog on that company as to what is lacking in that company, what value would I bring there, and then give that link on my cover letter or resume. So that shows that I am more interested in that job and I have something which I did a lot of research behind it. So,
but how many companies can you do it for, right? I mean, if she's...
Yeah, that's true too.
And also, without working, how would we know how are we going to help that company forward with our blog post or anything like that?
Okay, one thing on that, when I was doing my master's MBA coaching and I was going for a consultant, he always said, if you want to join a Google, you tell Google what is that they are lacking behind, right? So they know that you are interested in that company and you have already done your research. Maybe it's not right, maybe it's wrong. It doesn't matter. What they look at is how you think about the company, and you have that in-depth knowledge of what company is doing. So that brings a huge weightage on your resume.
So from everyone, it's like you have to have a knowledge about the company you are applying for. So it doesn't matter whether you have to apply 7 in a day, even if it is just 2 or 3. If you have done it perfect, you are sure to get an interview call. So instead of looking for numbers, just do 2 or 3 very well.
Yeah, instead of going for the quality, like quantity, go for the quality.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And the other thing, sorry, can I just add few
yeah,
things?
go for it. Go for it, Sachin.
As Wasim mentioned, yeah, it's better to like create something creative. Like usually we write the cover letter, which is like a bit more informal, just to show the interest towards the company, and the blog, LinkedIn, that is to show the experience that we have. And plus, while we are writing, always include something similar, statement similar to the vision and mission statement, just to show that we have actually tailored according to that company's for that company. That's what I'm.
Maybe can I add something? Maybe if you want to apply to a particular company, it's better to talk to some employees in that company, see what like whether you fit into that culture and get to know something else, and then
Yep.
approach the company. I know that's what I feel. Just get to know the
So
company.
yeah, thanks for all these suggestions. A lot of it makes sense. I'll split this answer into two parts. First part is she mentioned that she has a website, blog, and LinkedIn. But she has to anyway that part. So that's a branding part. That's what you do. That's what you as a job seeker have to do. You have to keep showcasing what you are. You have to keep showcasing what is it that you do and what your skills are and how you're good at it, right? So just to give us an example, if I for example, if an agency who is working to improve international students, the employability of international students and migrants, if they approach me, will they hire me or not? Or will they approach me, or should I approach them?
They'll find you easily because you're active.
Exactly. So I put out that consistent message. I put out that message consistently saying, hey, I'm this is what I do, and I keep helping people. I keep sharing content. I keep generating content, right? So people, I'm consistently painting that picture or putting that voice out there. Hey, this is me, this is me, this is me. And I don't have to reach out to them. They'll reach out to me. They can see me. If they're looking out for people like me, they'll see me. And compared to me and compared to a person who is not so active on social media, they'll come to me. I probably have more contacts as well. So for example, if they they get in touch with any of you, hopefully you'll point the finger to me rather than some other person, right? So that's what your brand should do. That's what your personal brand should do, and that's what your blog, website, and LinkedIn should always put out there, right? But when there is competition, that's hard as well, and that's where you can even if someone doesn't know you, if you're approaching someone, they will definitely look at your social profile and get your idea. But if you approach to recruiters, and if you approach job applications, it's a different perspective there. They don't the process there is you apply and then they process, rather than they seeing, hey, you are this person or this is what you are, and having a kind of a passive conversation with you, rather than, hey, I have this job application, let's see if this person fits for this. There's a difference over there. The first one is you're matching. It's like how do I put it? It's like arranged marriage versus love marriage, right? Arranged marriage, you have to get this done. It doesn't matter who I'm married. It's just a person. Someone selected it. They fit the bill. Get it done, right? But love marriage doesn't happen like that. You have to understand each other's what's happening between each other, and then an offer happens over there. It's not an offer, but I'm just trying to make sense out of it, right? So that's what happens with between a job application and the brand. And if you have a good brand, people will come to you, and you have resources to showcase whenever needed. The second thing is, I think the way we see job search, we are so much self-thinking, or we think in a very selfish way. For you, you need a job. That's it. And that's what is paramount over here. But have you thought of what the employer wants? The employer is putting in stake their trust, their company. I mean, if it's a hiring manager, if you turn out to be bad, you're done. They're done. I mean, you might get fired after a few months, but what happens to them? You know, a company has to hire the right person, and they have to feel, hey, this is the right person to do this. Right. So you always think, why should I apply for this? I mean, why should I showcase myself? Why should I do this? Think of it's a two-way bridge. It's always a two-way bridge. And when that relationship is strong, things just happen. And if it's transactional, it's transactional, right? If you're applying for a job, you see a job application, you apply for it, you will probably get the same transactional approach towards you as well. So you are one among 10, 15 or 100 applicants. So they'll judge you based on some questions and answers. So their cover letters and resumes become important. So they're judging you based on the cover letters and resumes that are received to them. It's a transactional thing over there. But when you have a personal brand, and when this company, a hiring manager or recruiter, passively comes across his personal brand, things work out in a completely different way. And in Australia, that's how mostly things work out. That's why, the people say, the hidden market is so huge. I even had a chat with, during my Be a Better You session last week. Maria shared that I think 70 to 80% of the jobs are not advertised in Australia. That's where that comes from. It's people don't like transactional stuff over here, right? It's a different world. If it's in India, or if it's in United States, or anywhere where the market is huge, you have a lot of competition and you have a lot of opportunities. Transactional is fine because there are so many people, there are so many opportunities, and there is thing. But here the market is small, and this is something that Maria mentioned, especially in Melbourne. Melbourne is relational. Melbourne is very, very relational. You have to know people. Sydney is kind of a bit more transactional, but still overall in Australia, the market is small, people matter a lot, and having that personal connection and having that crush, I could say, if that's a right word, it's very important. It's very important. Yeah, human connection is very important over here. So when you think of it as a transactional thing, that's what you get. And if you're doing the transactional thing, which is the thing that most job seekers do, you have to put in some effort to prove it to them that, hey, I can fit this bill. And that's where you have to customize your cover letter, and you have to customize your resume. Otherwise, if you give a resume just like Wasim just gave us, I don't care, I just heard blah, 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 blah. That's it. That's all I hear, right? So it makes no sense to me, and it gives me a feeling that you just need a job. You don't need me, in the right sense, okay? You just need a job. You don't. The company thinks you don't need me, or you don't have a particular need to work with me. You just need a job, and that's any human doesn't like that. Any human for that matter, right? So that's where it's important that you spend your time on cover letters and resumes if you're going for the transactional stuff. But if you're doing the other stuff, it's a whole different world out there.
Vinesh, I can completely relate to the market in India. For example, if you apply one job in India, there will be applicants will be reaching thousands. But in Australia, I don't think the level of the numbers of the applicants is much less, I believe, in the technical background. Yeah. Consider the fact of population, also the availability of the technical people. So I think it needs to be more interactional than it should be. We should be networking more, because the more opportunity we'll get than in India. Absolutely. In India, even if you network, people on the same background will be too high, so the chances will be so limited.
Yeah.
But here, through the network, I see the probability is much more higher
In
to
India, I
get a job.
think it's also considered as a commodity rather than a relation. You know, companies like TCS
Yeah,
and Infosys, they just hire thousands and thousands and thousands of people. No one knows who you
Well
are.
said.
Even if you're an employee of TCS or Infosys, except your manager and your team, no one knows who you are. So it's a different
exactly.
world completely altogether over there. And but here, it's a different world. So it's that's I mean, I'm just it doesn't make your life any easier. It doesn't make applying for jobs any easier. But have a perspective of why you have to do it, and probably you will feel a bit better. As in, you're applying for a job. It means something. Rather, it's like uh, it's like you're in a matchmaking service. So you have to prove yourself. You have to give the best application, and only then things will work out. Otherwise, you can go down the other road. Just like I said, if my brand, if I'm looking for a job in this space, as in helping coaching people for job, I think I'm a very good candidate, even though I have no credibility. I have less than 2 years of probably less than a year of experience of doing this. I have no degree. I have no certification on this. Just that, but people know what I do. People connect to what I do, right? So probably I hold a better stand than people who have coaching certificates and coaching and stuff and all those things. This is just hypothetical. I hope that is true, but that is what matters over here.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
if
what
just keep it in a sentence, it's not what you did, it's what you are. Makes it a lot easier in the job process.
Absolutely. And how effectively you explain that.
Yeah, that's why like the passion matters. When we can feel like people when it doing it for purpose or just doing it for sake, we can get it from their presentation, the hard work they put in. You can say it like. So what you told me, or what you told us is like completely relatable.
Absolutely. I mean, just compare the versions that we did, Wasim versus Bimba. I mean, what is the feeling that you get? I mean, I just compare that. You know, we have a human touch immediately, or we have that human connection immediately with Bimba. But with Wasim, it was like more of a robotic thing, and we didn't feel that. You know, it was more fun. I mean, after the conversation, I just asked, "Did you read this out from somewhere?" And like, we had just fun over that, right? So that's a difference. And if that happens in a small crowd like this, and where no one knows each other and no one is very experienced enough, just think about what's happening in the bigger picture. Yep. Enough food for thought today.
Alvin is my inspiration.
So Wasim and Paulvin has shared their LinkedIn profiles in the chat. Go ahead and feel free to put your LinkedIn URLs there so that you can all connect to each other. Just one thing that when you leave this chat, you lose the chat history. So make sure to make a copy of it if you really want it. Otherwise, it was fun chatting with you. Thanks for the impromptu activity, Shika. I think there was a lot of value in it. That was fun. And the same thing that I repeat here again is your brand, your visibility, and what you do right now is very important. To build your brand and visibility, the challenge that I throw is you have to generate content. You have to generate content, be it on any social media that you prefer, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever thing is out there, right? But if you don't know what to share, for example, I think Shika is sharing some content recently. Wasim is also sharing. I loved your post today morning. It was a good thought, Wasim. Who else shares? Paulvin also I think shares once in a while, but it's not consistent enough. So consistency is very important. You can't post once a week and then go missing for 2 weeks and then do it again. If I did not post for a month, you'll probably forget who I was, right? So I have to keep posting at least thrice a week to make sure I am that irritating person or I am that boring person who I am, right? I have to keep that memory alive in you. So consistency is very important, and having that mindset is different. You might be thinking, okay, what do I post about? But I don't have anything, nothing interesting in my life, nothing is happening. Should I write about my project? Should I write about this? Blah blah blah. Right now I'm giving a content, write about what happened here. Easiest thing to do. Write about what happened here, say how awesome I am or how boring I am, tag me, tag others in the group, make everyone happy, and you'll see, that post will get good attention. Then keep repeating this. Every day you attend a webinar, you attend a meetup, you attend something, write about it. You learn something new, write about it. Again, like I mentioned last week, if you do a certificate, don't just post a certificate and say, yeah, I did this. No. Instead, share what happened in there. What was the journey like? What experience did you have? What resources did you use? What suggestions would you give to others who are going down this journey? So do stuff like that.
Sorry, Vinesh. I just wanted to tell what made you to do will be the biggest content. Like Absolutely. Why you did that.
Why? Yeah. I highly recommend the book by Simon Sinek. Start with the why. It puts into perspective why Bimba's speech was more exciting than Wasim's. That exactly defines why we all got attention. Even though probably none of us read that book, that book kind of explains why it happened. That's two things, and the third thing is make yourself interesting. So if you sit and watch some show on Netflix whole day, you will have nothing to talk about next time when this happens next time. So when we do this, even next week, either Tuesday or Saturday, when I ask the question, how has your week been? If you've done nothing, you have nothing to talk, and you're not visible in that conversation. So make sure you're doing something. It could be anything, as I say, it could be painting, it could be cooking, it could be doing some fitness stuff, it could be, I don't know, whatever crazy thing you want to, but share it with us.
Don't share TikTok, please.
TikTok too, that's fine too. People say TikTok is the next big thing, so you never know. But whatever it is that you're trying, unless you try something and unless you do something, you won't have something to talk. So that's another challenge for you. So the next time, if you're joining us, if you don't feel this session was intimidating or I was too boring, hopefully you'll join again next Tuesday or Saturday, whenever it is, and you'll have something to share. I'm sure Maladi, Paulvin, Wasim, and Shika will join. They've been joining for some time, for some reason. I don't know why, but if that's and they always bring stories, especially Wasim. Maladi always shares, how having conversations with people has helped her and stuff like that. Shika also shares something. Wasim is the same has the same energy, and Paulvin is always doing something with its scrappy background and light. But